So welcome to this interview with Mr. This is my mother, Cassandra Duncan. She's interviewing us because we want to get her perspective on grandparents' rights and what happens in our judicial system. So, good afternoon, Mother. How are you?
Hello, son.
So, I have a few questions for you that I kind of want you to go into detail about and just give us your take on what happens in our judicial system.
Sure.
So, I know you know my situation. It's very difficult, and I've been divorced almost 6 years. And I got you to come to some of my court proceedings to see how what happens in our domestic relations courtrooms. So, what was your experience from a grandmother's perspective on our judicial system?
Well, it was a real eye-opener for me. I had no idea that the court system or the legal system was so disorganized, I would say. And for instance, at one point, one of the last hearings I went with you, we were there very early, and I think it was supposed to start around 9, and we were there a little after 8. And when 9 o'clock came, the people who were on the docket first were not there. So since we were there first, I thought maybe, well, wouldn't it make sense to just let us go? Everybody's here. Your lawyer's here. I'm here. Witnesses, whatever. But the judge said no. We're going to wait on the person who was on the docket. And that lawyer and his client, I don't know whether the client was there, but that lawyer was not there. So I just thought that was very strange, to wait on someone who you have no idea how late they're going to be and have other litigants waiting.
Whose courtroom was that in?
That was in Judge Patricia Stevens. I think her name is Stevens Moss now, but that was her courtroom.
Okay. You remember roughly when that was?
It was, I guess, maybe the beginning of last year. It shouldn't have been quite a year yet.
It's 2017?
But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that was the time that we actually did not meet. We just, for whatever reason, did not have court that day because I was supposed to be available to testify. And as a grandparent and as a character witness, as well as a supervisor, because I was your supervisor for supervised visits, which they kept you on so long. I had no idea about why. It didn't make sense to me why you would be on supervised visits at all, number one, and number two, why would you be there so long? I mean, you are a 22-year veteran in the United States Navy. You're a good man, no criminal record. I did not understand supervised visits with you, and nobody would explain it to me.
How has that affected you with your relationship with your grandson?
Well, he doesn't know me. Not really. I think he knows of me, but he really doesn't know me. I have a vivid memory of one day last year. I want to say it was August or September, I believe September, when I found out that they were having Grandparents' Day at his school. And I showed up. I'm a registered nurse. I work 12-hour night shifts. And I found out that he was having Grandparents' Day, and I got off work and went in my uniform. And he did not know me. I cannot tell you what that did to me, how that broke my heart. Now, his maternal grandmother was already there, and he was laughing and talking and joking around with her. But it hurts me to know that my grandson does not know me.
So you don't even have access to him?
No. I've asked his mother if I could be allowed to keep him overnight. My grandson has never, ever spent the night at my home. He will be 6 years old this month, and he's never spent the night at my home.
So how can we remedy this?
Well, I think the first step is what we're doing. We're trying to get new blood new thought processes on the bench. Let's make a change with new people, new blood, people who has a heart for the grandparents. I will be voting this year for Damon Watson, who is a candidate for the 15th place district. And he definitely believes in grandparent rights. And I just want to see my grandson.
So,
I want to have access to my grandson.
For Circuit Court Place 15, you're voting for Damon Watson?
Absolutely.
When?
Absolutely. This is June 5th of this year, just in a few weeks. And this is a man that you really want on the bench because he believes in grandparents' rights. He believes in shared parenting. You know, the fact that my son has no access to his only son. You know, I know I'm speaking off the cuff right now, but yes, I love my son, but he's a good man. And I'm not saying it because he's my son. He is a very good man. And he did things the right way. He went in the Navy at 17 years old, and he made a career. He never one bit of trouble with the law. And he can't see his son? I don't understand that. There are drug addicts out there that can see their children. There are people who have abused their children before, went into the system, and can see their children again. I just want someone to help me understand.